wireless communications are everywhere, and in the form of cell phones and Bluetooth headphones, they're often right against your own brain. Now, hundreds of scientists have just warned that wireless headphones could increase people's cancer risk by exposing the human body to unsafe levels of radiation. Keep in mind, very little is known about this because there hasn't been a ton of testing, believe it or not. Is it worth being afraid? Dr. Mark Siegel is our Fox News medical correspondent and the first person we ask on questions like this, and he joins us today. So, Doctor, I guess the first thing to note in a story I read this morning, it's not really known what the effect of, for example, the Bluetooth in-ear headphones from Apple might have on the brain.
Not yet, Tucker, but we're getting there. The National Institute of Health last year looked at rats and mice and found out that rats with prolonged exposure have increased risks of heart cancer, of certain brain cancers with prolonged exposure. But that's what our kids are getting, right? Prolonged exposure. We don't have it yet in humans, but we're talking about rays that are like microwaves. They're radio frequency waves that are like microwaves, and with Bluetooth headsets, you're beaming it across your brain. So your chances of prolonged use causing an increased cancer risk when you're disrupting the cells of your brain, the calcium channels in your brain, I think that that has to be carefully looked at, and I don't think that the scientists, 250 scientists over 40 countries, are way out on this. That's just one issue, that they're changing the cells. That's one issue. Another issue is, of course, ADHD is on the increase, attention deficit disorder among people that use these headsets. And a study out of Brazil shows that you're more likely to have ringing in the ears if you use these headsets. And my kids, I can't even get them to answer me, Tucker. I don't know about yours, but they don't even answer me. And now I find out that there are health risks.
But I don't understand how Apple could introduce and market a product like this, which has since become ubiquitous, without knowing whether they give people brain cancer. That seems kind of reckless, no?
Great point, Tucker. And the answer is we've always known that it's the distance from the head that matters the most. How far away? And that's what they always said. Cell phone users said, well, just keep it away from your head. But now it's on your head, right? So we don't know because nobody's done long-term studies in humans yet. And again, we're only just starting with the rats, but the reason you're seeing this outcry is because of the studies in animals. Male rats, by the way, only. Females were okay. I don't know why that is. But we certainly have to see more and more research on this. And again, there's reasons like depression, anxiety that occurs from prolonged use, cutting off contact, lack of communication with your friends, with your parents, with your peers, with your teachers. I'm not for this, and I don't think it's harmless. There's no evidence that low intensity radiation, radio frequency waves like this, actually disrupts cells the way that ultraviolet light does. It's not up at that level. But again, prolonged use. 350 million headsets were sold last year. 350 million. We got to study this more. I'm a little concerned about it.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I don't know the answer. I'm hardly a physician. I'm just amazed that nobody's asking the question.
Well, we are.
Dr. Siegel, I'm glad that you are. Thank you.
We are. Thanks a lot, Tucker.
Thanks.
Right.